front of me here a BNC connector that is designed for use with a RG59 cable. Now it's a crimp on connector, so basically I just looked at the three component parts that make it up. We have a central pin here, we have the BNC casing, and we have this crimp collar. Okay, so the tools that we're going to use this in conjunction with is a sharp set of snips and also this coaxial crimping tool here. Now it has a series of jaws in it, but only the first two on this particular model are of interest to us. The first one here is for crimping the outside collar, and the next set of jaws is for actually clipping the pin onto the central copper wire. So what I'll do first of all is I'm just going to pick up this cable and I'm going to snip off the first 20 millimeters or so of cable. So we're just cutting through the outside sleeve here. We want to leave the thing. Actually, so what I'm actually going to do just before I go any further is I'm just going to quickly slide on this collar here, which I should have done just there, but if you'll forgive this. And then we'll just run this along here, cutting away. I'll just pull this off here. Now the next thing we're going to do is that we want to leave just enough copper here to cover the section that we're going to crimp in a moment, but no longer than that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut off this excessive length of braiding on the outside. Okay, so I'll just move this like this, and the next thing here I'm going to do is just clear this area. I'm just going to, the amount of copper wire, essential copper wire that we want left exposed, roughly should be the same length as the barrel part of this pin. So if you actually look, the top part of the pin is solid, and the barrel part is where the actual core wire pushes in and what it's crimped onto. So what we're going to do here is, I'm just going to cut around here. Just my snips. I'm going to repeat the process on the far side. And I'll just twist it. Now we'll probably see that the amount here is slightly too long. So if we just hold it up here, we'll see anyway, considerably longer than we need it to be. And we can just cut it to this point here. Okay, so what I'm going to do at that point is, we're just going to come along and I'm going to put this pin onto the central core wire. I'm going to hold up this clamping tool here. So what we're going to do here is, I'm just going to slide this in. Now I'm just going to clamp it all the way in, and we'll hear a click and it'll ratchet off at that point. And if we check it here, you can see it's securely clamped on. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to simply slide on this BNC connector, the housing on. It'll slide on like this, and I push it all the way up. And it should push up pretty well in line with the white inner casing there, okay? So what I want to do then is, I'm just going to get the collar here now. I'm just going to slide this collar up into position here. So I slide it along here. Okay. And I'm just going to get the clamping mechanism here. I'll just get it here. And I will just clamp this into position. So there's a ratchet type action on this. When it's fully clamped in, it'll release. So you can see here that this has been put on quite securely here. So that's it anyway, an overview of how to put on a crimp type BNC connector onto an RG59 cable.